Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew, where family's everything.
Until it's not. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Aunt. I got to see you yesterday. That was fabulous.
Yeah, I know. Andrew and I had a day at the beach
Mhm.
yesterday. Well, we're on to another episode of OC. Was this number 3? I gotta start keeping track of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was number
Oh, yeah.
3. Yeah, this was almost like the saga of the casitas. Who's got a worse place to live when they get dumped by their husband? That's what it's all become. As who's got a worse place to live. I never seen so
I
many
know.
women that go, even way back in the original
OC.
first season of OC, there was a Tammy
Mm.
Tammy something Baca. Anyways, it will come to me, her
This
name.
episode was like,
And that's what this what's going on with Jen almost reminds me of Tammy back in season 1, because she lived in this huge mansion and everything, and then she got dumped, and then
but
it
like,
all
my
went to
question
pot
for
for
you
her
is
too.
this. This episode was it was like it was like a filler.
It was like a Restylane.
Yeah, it
Well,
was
they're
kind of like,
building the story. They're
eh,
building the story.
I guess.
Mm. I want to know though, what do you think is a greater line, to be a Malibu broke Barbie or to have Jesus jugs?
Ooh.
I mean, Alexis is Jesus jugs and Jen's becoming a Malibu broke Barbie. Or should it be a broke Malibu Barbie? I'm not sure. They
I
said
don't know. What do
Malibu
you
broke
think?
Barbie. I like broke Malibu Barbie better.
Okay. And what do
That's
you
what I'm
think
gonna say.
what do you think, like, why do you think that like went on so long? Like the whole, just in my opinion, like that this constant fight with like about the like what do you think was at the root of this? Because Gina got over it real quick. Like, I mean, she didn't get it wasn't like real quick, but like it didn't take much. It was like a little sob story, like a little bit of understanding. Like I was a little surprised that Gina didn't figure that out prior.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
Well,
I'm saying? Like,
maybe
why did you need this scene?
I
Didn't we
think
all
we're
know that
having
about Jen?
Yeah, but maybe we're having some deflection now that I think about it with Gina, that
Okay.
she's going through all this angst
Oh,
with Travis and
yeah.
she's taking it out on other people in her life. Because that happens to all of us. Don't we kind of take out our shit on other people when it
We
has
do,
nothing to
but
do with them?
we do. I will say that, like, yes, I think that that might be the case, and that actually may explain it all, because it might be why she was able to get over it so quick.
Yeah, and maybe she was just using the deflection of losing that other house that she thought, she kept on saying, it's going to cost me 50 grand. It cost me 50 grand. It cost her 50 grand.
Well,
Well, maybe she's moving out with Travis and she lost a house, and it really has nothing to do with Jen, because everybody who's been on from
yeah,
Ryan Seacrest, and no, it's not Ryan Seacrest.
Ryan
It's
Seacrest.
Ryan Sirhat. What's his name?
Ryan Serhant.
Sirhant. Okay.
Yes.
And even Josh Flagg, he was like, oh, well, those things happen. That's how real estate
Well,
goes.
oh,
But
you
he's in
think
a
that?
whole different, he was on with Gina on
Yeah. No,
Watch
no,
What
we know
Happens
that.
Live, and he's in a whole different level. I mean, Josh was rich before he started real estate, and he's done incredibly well, as opposed to Gina, who's just selling little homes. Josh is selling penthouses in Hollywood for
Yeah.
decades.
No, and I think that there's this, in my mind, there's also this kind of like just undertone of Gina that you're right. It's kind of like redemption. It's kind of like I'm out of the doghouse. I'm not saying that she's doing it on purpose. I actually think it's not her intention, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually don't know if Gina even is aware that she is kind of picking at these things with Jen, but I think that that might be natural for a housewife when you're the new one. And
Yes.
you go through those seasons of kind of being the new one, and then you finally get like that third season, fourth season, you're making real money, you're making money on the appearances, the social media, she has a podcast. I think for her, it's kind of like she's out of that vulnerable new girl state and
Yeah.
someone else is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like passing the torch of
Yeah.
kind of just, I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of like bullying in a way, but
Yeah,
not
well, it's
really.
so bully. I mean, Housewives of Bullying 101,
Yes, but
102,
don't you think there's a part of it also
203.
that, but don't you think there's a part of it that is also that it's more like, let's just say, like a really healthy freshman senior freshman relationship, like on a sports team, like where like they make you bring the equipment bag, but they're not like
Oh,
you to
yeah,
rip
yeah,
shots.
yeah. Yeah,
Like
yeah, maybe. I
you're
get
putting in
that.
your
Yeah.
time. Isn't that what
Yeah,
they say?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of how
I get
feel.
what you mean. I mean, the thing is with Jen that we need, I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. The problem with Jen is she's never earned money ever on her own. I'm
Ever.
sure she went to college, maybe. I'm not sure if she went to college. She got married right away afterwards.
Yep.
She was taken care of by her dad, then her husband. Now her dad's taking care of her. Now Ryan's taking care of her. She has no ability, yet she's a little bit of a princess, and she has no ability to fend for herself. She has no marketable skills besides doing yoga, but that doesn't make you her lifestyle.
You're so right. And I think that that is also a part of why she can't get out of this is that she
Yeah.
doesn't know what to do.
She
She's
has no
truly,
clue. She has no skill set
yep,
at all.
yep.
At
And she doesn't
all.
know what to do. Like she has no
Right.
idea what she could even
Right.
do to try to like
And let's face
make
it,
money.
the yoga instructor tag was so she said she did something, not because she needed to do anything.
I don't even think she's a partner in the business. And if she was a partner,
Yeah,
it
but
would,
she gives yoga lessons, but I think that was just to make her fill her time, not because she was so an incredible yoga teacher. Sorry.
no, I agree with don't say
Yeah.
sorry. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think that for me, what kind of throws me in a direction is this idea of like, did someone that owned a yoga studio that you went to, were they expecting this to maybe take the business to the next level? So maybe she's a partner in the sense of if the yoga studio grows with her being on the show, she gets a cut kind of a thing, you know?
Yeah, but I don't know anybody whose yoga studios do that great that are independent.
Oh no, but I'm
Yeah.
saying if they
I mean, you're
opened more
never gonna make
locations
a yeah, maybe, but
because
even
she's on the
then.
show. That's what I'm saying. So like, yes,
Yeah,
you're a
but look what
partner.
happened to Cut Fitness.
Cut fitness, COVID happened to cut fitness.
Okay,
If I was
well,
Jennifer, you know what I would do? I would do online yoga classes. I would do a subscription.
yeah,
And because
she'd
of
be
the
much
show,
yeah,
I
that
would
was
get fans to do it. And
let's
you could
send her that suggestion.
let's
Jen,
send it to her.
yeah,
Jen,
Jen, do
start a digital
online.
platform, get the women from the show that want to follow you,
Mhm.
men, women, kids, whatever.
Yeah,
And
and
then,
charge them $10 a
yep,
month or whatever, and
do a
if you
family class where families can do it and do it with your kids. That would be fun. Make
oh,
it
yeah.
do a
It
couples one and have Ryan talk about Shone and the 16
yeah, and have them
million
coming in and out. It could be very much, like a Patreon. Is that what it's
and
called,
send
Patreon?
Ryan my checking account number as well. He can throw a few million, just have it arrive in mine if he
Oh
wants.
my God,
I'm okay with
right? I never turned off my do not disturb. I don't want to get any of the important calls I've got coming in. I think that's funny because I never get an important call. Tamara is just an horrible person as far as I'm
You
concerned.
think horrible person. That's how deep you think it is.
Yeah, I think she's just she's just mean.
What do you think is like, what is your
And
biggest pick on her?
Alexis Bellino was picking up. And it's like, you know how you can be a bully, but then if you get a partner, you can become a real bully.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if Tamara's hating on Shannon, I told you this last week that I think there's a lot of Shannon hate because they think there's going to be Shannon hate because of the DUI. And there isn't
Ah,
Shannon hate. And so Tamara's like looking for reinforcement. Let's get Alexis Bellino. She hates her too. So, and oh, okay, let's right away. John Jansen should not be going to Shannon's
yeah.
gym.
Oh,
That is so shady.
it
So
is so
shady.
shady and it's
Go
not okay.
away.
But here's the thing. I think it's funny. Like, I just think here's what I think is like the hard part for me here. If you introduce John to your gym
Yeah.
and John decided to go to your gym when you broke up, why wouldn't that be one of the like I just imagine my partner and I'm thinking to myself, there are things that that we share. I'm not saying it's like physical things, but it could be
But even
a
restaurants or
restaurant.
whatever that you like.
Um,
Right.
Obviously there's like mutual friends. And I just
Right.
think you like mark like I'm not gonna say you mark your territory, but like if it's gonna be contested, have a conversation. Don't like leave it ambiguous and then after be like, oh my God, he's at my gym. Because part of me feels like, and I'm not saying this is the case, but like the small part of me is like, what if John Jansen watches this show? Now, I think, as the show filmed, it might have been an issue, but that might be the first time he hears that she had a problem that he was going to the gym, and maybe he didn't really care.
Well, I want to tell you, I had a patient, I had a couple, and they got
Yeah.
divorced.
Okay.
And the wife came in and said, if I ever see him here
Oh,
ever again, I am never coming back. So I'm warning you now, I better never be scheduled with him. And then he came in because we made sure we
oh my
scheduled them
gosh.
separate. And then he came in, he goes, I better never see that woman at this office. I'm staying here because I like you guys. But if I ever see her again, I'll never be back. And so we always had to make sure we never scheduled them at the same time.
That is funny.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can see it happening. But the gym should be like, hey, listen, John, Shannon comes in the morning. You guys come in the afternoon. Let's keep it that way. Let's
It's like
try
the
to keep it
pickleball and
different.
the tennis players at my beach. You get certain times, you follow the times, you don't
That's
piss each
it. But
other
they
off.
absolutely should not. And the idea that Alexis is like, well, we got the same trainer now. Who gets the same trainer after 2 weeks of dating?
But not, well, I think that they must go together. I don't think that he trains her separately. I think it's like more of like
No, I understand that, but now they go into the gym together too.
yeah, which is weird, but at the
I
same
think so
time,
too. Oh, I want to know, do you go to the gym with your partner?
I don't go to the gym. So
Yeah,
like
I don't go either.
maybe
I
that
don't,
would be
I
a good
don't,
place to start with
I don't
the
go to the
gym.
gym with my partner. I want to say, Sutton was on, Miss Sutton Stack.
Oh yes, Sutton. I
And
have to say that seemed like really forced to me.
yes, but I thought we found out a lot of information from it. And that is that Travis worked for Sutton's husband. And look
Yes.
at how much better Sutton did
Well,
out of
no, no,
it.
no. He worked with.
No, he worked for Sutton's husband is the CEO.
Oh, I guess. Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So he worked for him. He worked in the company he was the chief executive officer of. Okay. So,
Yeah.
but look at Sutton got divorced and she's getting $300,000 a month. And
You could have given Gina 30.
Travis did
Not
this,
Travis.
not Travis,
Matt.
Matt hardly got anything. And I thought, whoo, man, oh man. Talk
Yeah.
about a tale of two cities. Boy, they went on two different roads, those two. One
I
did
will say that
fantastic.
Gina,
One's living in a casita and one's got a horse.
exactly.
Yeah.
I will say this, Gina, even though it was well overdue and even though it seemed very much like kind of staged and showed that Gina didn't really, in my opinion, like care that much about the whole Jen thing, I do believe the way that that conversation went down is the way it should have gone down from the beginning,
Sure. Mhm.
based on her history and
Yeah.
based on like the fact that they're on a show. The same way that I think Jennifer's first call should have been Gina, or maybe the second call after it was the landlord. I can't pay my rent. It was probably, hey,
Yeah.
Gina, actually, you know what? I stand by it. First call. I can't
Okay.
pay my
First
rent.
go.
What's your advice? You're the realtor. You
Yeah.
helped me. I'm so embarrassed to tell you this because, like, it's like, did you not think she was going to find out? And in my opinion, I'd rather, and maybe I'm a manipulative person, bring the person in, bring the person in to feel, because especially if it's real, like, I mean, again, I'm saying manipulative, but manipulative would be that it's not real. I would rather like pull at the heartstrings of my friend, who's my friend and already helped me out and already waived my credit. And especially, it's just like everyone's talking about the things that like Gina did for Jennifer, and that's why it's so bad. I actually think it's more like I don't look at what Gina did for Jennifer like outrageous. I look at how Jennifer reacted to her on misfortune as the
Mm,
outrageous part. Like,
yeah.
I believe Jennifer should have just picked up the phone, called Gina, because in my mind, it would have been like, all right, I'm already getting an issue with the realtor. I'm already getting an issue with clearly my bank account that has nothing in it.
Nothing.
And
Zero.
I
Her
don't
car's
need, I
gone
don't,
too.
yeah, I don't need issues with my friend or a friend, whatever, who helped me get the place and who's on a show with me and who's my coworker. But then again, part of me is also like, maybe it was all kind of like, maybe Gina, maybe there was something that just kind of went down that made it like kind of protected so that the show could have this drama. We have no idea.
We have no idea. But I got a feeling Ryan actually loves Jen.
I do too.
Yeah, because I don't think he'd take on her and her debt and her kids and everything. There's enough babes out in OC with money and everything else. So he must really love her. Um, uh,
Well, she needs to stay with him no matter what because she's
yeah,
on the show as his legal issues roll out.
I know. Now Travis moved out.
Yeah,
And
I
it
don't
was
know what's going to happen there.
sort of sad the way he moved out. and the way they showed her in the rain, and it never rains in California. So it was kind of symbolic that it was raining and he was leaving, and now she was on Watch What Happens Live, and she said that they're fine, they're working through it, but I don't think that their relationship's the same. But his
Oh, but
ex is
Emily
toxic.
didn't?
And it's kind of interesting because the ex is toxic, and it kind of reminded me of what we saw on OC this week too. I mean, New Jersey, another toxic ex. That's a whole other story, right?
Yeah, but it's different because I think with Travis, like one seems to be tied up in money and
Yes.
one seems to be tied up, like Travis's seems nasty, but it's about money in a way. It's at
Yeah.
the root of it. And there might be some kind of like
OC's about jealousy.
Jersey's about jealousy.
Jersey. I'm sorry. I'm getting
Jealousy
them
because of
confused.
I mean, like what can she do
Yeah.
with money? She's in jail. But no, I was thinking of food. Sorry. That was
Yeah,
my
yeah, I was gonna
thinking of
say.
food as
Yeah,
X.
yeah.
Caught myself.
Yeah.
But anywho, yeah, I mean, I just think it was what it was. What did you think of the flag football game? Seemed very forced to me.
Oh God, we didn't even talk about it. Yeah, I hate all those events. I
Same.
hate costume parties. I hate roller skating rinks. I hate dressing up themes. I hate when it's a 1980 roller skating party. I hate
The only thing
themes.
I do like is it
It's
brings out
forced.
the competitive nature of Shannon Storm's Boudoir.
Yeah,
Always.
and she is. And it
She's
was
very
funny how
competitive.
Tamara said she'll have her eyes dark in the whole bit and she'll have a
Yep.
costume. And she did, but that's what makes Shannon so fabulous. She puts that effort into it all.
I
That's
mean,
why
we
I
all
love
remember
Shannon.
her costume the night of the party when she was like, yeah, ooh, 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 with Kelly Dodd, the whole thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
she had
yeah.
the best
I wish
party.
Kelly Dodd would come back.
I think that was her, Megan Roper. I think that was her party. I think it was Shannon Bedore's planned it, I feel like. Mrs. Roper or whatever.
Who's Mrs. Roper?
That was the theme of that party. They all dressed like
Oh, yeah. That was like Three's Company.
oh no, they dressed it was like a 70s party, but then Kelly Dodd called her Mrs. Roper, who's like
Yeah.
this like
It
adds
was,
a
well,
whole other
Mrs.
thing.
Roper is from Three's Company,
Yeah.
and she was the landlord's, like the maintenance guy's wife, and she was in a house coat all the time. Yeah, so it was an insult. No, that was an insult. I want to say that I just want to talk about something. I got this huge bite at Andrew's house yesterday. I just want you to know, if you see me itching, it's because something bit me. It's
And it
like
wasn't
massive.
me.
No, it wasn't, but it's massive. I want to talk about the previews a little bit because I want everybody to look up the pictures of Disneyland.
Oh
I
yes.
can remember when it happened. They're very staged. Heather Dubrow and Terry Dubrow went to Disneyland with photographers
Yep.
who were photographing them, because there are people taking pictures who are there of the Dubrows and their photographers taking pictures of them. So I want
But
everybody
also,
before next week to go online and see those
as
pictures.
someone, this is a tidbit, Aunt knows like the back of her hand more about Disney World, but she's kind of in the know there, right?
Right.
Disney would never allow for an unmarked professional photographer other than their own to be patrolling the park. And the main reason is because of liability for kids and minors and like perverts.
Yeah, no, I
But
get
they
that.
wouldn't in general. So it's totally a lie because they had to be with them. Because if they weren't with them, like following them and they didn't know them, there's no way that Disney would have let a paparazzi into their park.
But what might have transpired, and we'll see.
Maybe one photo.
Yeah, but Disney has like photo passes and stuff, and they have Disney
You
photographers.
think that they bought the photo pass photography and then submitted it to the tabloids?
No, I think that I've been to Disney many times, and
Can you
people
hire a
haven't.
personal photo pass person?
Listen, many people have what they call a VIP experience,
Got it.
and they get they have an ambassador. It's
Yep.
called an ambassador, who brings them around the park, and they go in, the special side door so they don't wait in line because they're everything. Disney might have been taking pictures of them there, because a lot of times if it's Tom Brady who's there with his kids, or the Kardashians who there with their kids and stuff, they have a private, Disney has their own ambassador who brings them around to keep the masses away from them, sort of. And sometimes they're recording that, so they have a proof of what went on too.
And if that's the case, all I'm going to tell you is this. If Heather and Terry then didn't send those photos to the tabloids, what, do they think that Disney PR cares enough about them being at their
No,
park? Because they would never do it.
they wouldn't care less. No. They would care
Yeah.
about
If it was Taylor
Princess
Swift and
Di.
Travis Kelce, maybe we could
Oh,
find a
yeah.
leak in
Yeah.
that faucet, right?
Yeah,
But I
totally.
don't think we're finding a leak for Heather and Terry DeBro.
No. And years ago, I was at Disney when Princess Di was there with Harry and William, and
Okay.
we were on the little cars at the same time with them.
Oh my God, what a fun fact. I think that's a great way to end. You are not the mess this week. Who's your mess?
Oh, Jen's a mess.
Yeah.
She is. She is a little bit of a mess.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of Gina who's a little messy too.
Just
and Alexis Bellino, she's just a nasty mess.
She's
That's
the mess
different.
of the season.
Yeah,
All right,
I know.
Listen,
all right,
subscribe,
we'll see
like,
next
comment,
week.
follow us on socials, and we will see you for the next week, episode 4 of OC. And yeah.
Oh, and they're going to a bar.
Ooh, love those. Love those.
Bye.
Bye, guys.